Hello and welcome to a little bit of an unusual Minecraft video by me, Foxy No-Tail, here today on my 1.10 update world, and I'm here with my best buddy, my best pal Chuck. Say hello, Chuck. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, if you haven't seen by the thumbnail and from the title, is we're going to be testing bows versus crossbows, and here to help me is Chuck. He's obviously going to be my target, aren't you, Chuck?
Yeah.
And yeah, basically I've got him some leather armor. It's the bestest, most powerful armor in the world, I promise. And some healing potions, and he's going to go along here, and I'm going to test not only the accuracy and the power, but also the speed of how quickly we can kill Chuck on this. So these red lines are spread 10 blocks apart each one. So this is 100 meters all the way to the end of here. And we've also got this target here so we can look at health. So we want to see how far will the crossbow shoot compared to the bow, how powerful is it compared to the bow, and yeah, basically just checking out which one's better, because I'm pretty confident that the bow is still better than the crossbow. So there we go. Chuck is first of all going to stand on the 10-meter line, but before we aim at Chuck, what I want to do is just test the accuracy of these crossbows, because I did my little 1.9 update video earlier, and the accuracy of these crossbows wasn't very good at all. So I'm going to use just the basic plain crossbow. I'm going to hold my mouse, I'm going to put it right on the center of that target there, and I'm just going to click, and then I'm going to load it again without moving the mouse, and I'm going to click again, and I'm going to load it again without moving the mouse, and I'm going to click again. And I'm going to load it again without moving the mouse, and I'm going to click again. And now I want to go and see the sort of spread of those. See, they're pretty accurate. That's not bad at all. Let's try that with the bow and see if there's what the difference is. Because I believe a crossbow will fly farther than a bow, but I was really struggling to hit things earlier on. So with the bow, there, and there, and there, and there. And let's just use a crossbow again, just to do those the same, really. Yeah, I think, yeah, the crossbow ones, there was the bottom one at the top one, so there's a big spread between the crossbow ones, whereas the arrow, look, the arrows from the bow are all really close to each other, so the crossbow is not very accurate at all, it would seem. Right then, now that we've tested the accuracy of the crossbow and the bow against the target, we're going to now aim at Chuck. And what Chuck's going to do, I've got him to take his armor off, because I've already done this test once and the armor seemed to mess it up a bit. I've got Chuck standing as close as he can in one corner of that glass box there, so he's always going to be in exactly the same place. I'm going to stand in the corner of this one here, and we're going to start with the plain bow. We're going to shoot him in the chest like that, and that has done 5 hearts of damage. Now, we're in peaceful mode, so his health's going back up pretty quickly. Let's put him back in exactly the same corner. And now we're going to use the plain crossbow, and that's going to do 4.5 hearts of damage. So that was actually weaker than the plain bow. Plain crossbow versus plain bow. The bow's winning at the moment. And now we're going to use the enchanted piercing 4 crossbow, and that's done 4 hearts of damage. So at the moment, the bow is even better. So from my testing I've done so far, and I've done these a few times, the bow is the strongest. The crossbow is almost as strong, but not quite as strong. And the actual enchanted crossbows, even the ones without piercing, are actually weaker than the plain crossbow. That did 4 hearts of damage, and with just the plain crossbow with no enchantments, that does 4.5 hearts of damage. So let's just go to the bow again, wait for Chuck his health to fully come back up. He's at full health now, shooting with the bow, and that's done 4.5 hearts of damage. So they're pretty similar at this point. However, if we then start using the power on the bows, we get a completely different story. So let's bring Chuck right in at the corner here again, and let's get him with the power 1 bow. That's taken off 6.5 hearts of damage. Power 2 bow has done 7.5 hearts of damage. A power 3 bow has done 9 hearts of damage. A power 4 bow kills him. So a power 4 bow takes all of his health away. A power 5 bow is going to be even stronger than that. So the normal bow and the crossbow have pretty much got the same amount of damage. An enchanted crossbow has actually got slightly less damage, believe it or not, than the normal crossbow. And the bows with power enchantments are even more powerful. So at this point in time, even a power 1 bow is more powerful than a crossbow. A power 4 bow does twice as much damage as a crossbow. Twice as much. A power 4 bow is twice as powerful as a crossbow. So that's pretty good. So that's how much power it's got. Now we're going to go for distance. We'll see how far these things will fly. Okay, now next we're going to check the distance, how far things will go. Chucky's over here just past the 100-meter mark. He's filming to see how far our arrows can go, and we're going to be right back here. Unfortunately, Chuck goes out of our distance. Even though the render's distance is bigger, the players disappear at about 70 blocks. So first of all, we're going to use the bow. We're going to aim up about there, and hopefully we'll see on Chuck's screen that arrow landing somewhere. No? Is that going over his head? Oh, they're going well past him. Right, I've actually had to move Chuck back over 200 blocks away. Shooting at that distance, the arrows are going around about 220 blocks, and they're just about, well, in fact, they're still landing past Chuck. So let's move Chuck back a little bit further, and let's fire again. So the bows shoot into around about 220 blocks at that angle I'm shooting at. If I lift up, we'd probably go even further than that, I would guess. That one's gone to about 250 blocks. So look at that height there. I can shoot that bow around about 250 blocks pretty consistently. Now, if I change over to the crossbow and we aim at the same sort of height, let's see how far that goes. Exactly the same. That landed on the exact same spot as the bow shot, pretty much. Do another one, and that's a little bit further. Same again, a little bit further. That's the same again. So they're all in pretty much the same area. What about an enchanted one? Let's see if that goes any further. This one's got piercing on it. About the same again. And let's just use the bow again just to make sure we're not wrong with that. Yeah, the bow's landed in pretty much the same place again. And then we'll use the power 5 bow, see if there's any difference with that. And that's in pretty much the same place again. So distance-wise, the bows are exactly the same, and it doesn't matter whether they're enchanted or not, they'll go the same distance. Now, I do want to check multi-shot, because multi-shot's obviously a bit different, so let's fire that. Okay, the multi-shot arrows are about the same. In fact, they're a little bit further. They're actually going down to around about 260. So they're a little bit further than the other ones. Let's just keep it at the same height. Just make sure I haven't moved the mouse too much there. Yeah, the multi-shot ones are going to exactly the same place as the other ones. So it doesn't matter what enchantment you've got or what type of bow you've got, whether it's a crossbow or a normal bow, the distance is the same. So at the moment, the bow is winning in terms of accuracy, the bow is winning in terms of power, and it's a draw in terms of distance. The only other test we've got is how quickly we can fire these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a timer for 10 seconds. I'm going to see how many arrows we can shoot off in 10 seconds. So in order to do this right, I need to be in survival mode so I can shoot actual arrows that Chuck can then pick up and count how many we've fired. And I'm also going to be pulling the bow back all the way. I could quite easily do it like that and just spam loads out, but that's cheating in my book. We want to see how far we can fully pull back these bows and get as many full power arrows out as we can in 10 seconds. So on your marks, get set, go. And pull it all the way back and release, and pull it all the way back and release, and pull it all the way back and release, and pull it all the way back and release. And I slowed down a bit there. I reckon I could do this faster because I'm skipping some. Right, okay. That's the timer over. Let's see how many we got. And Chuck's picked up 6 arrows there. Let's try that again because I think I can do that faster. Okay, I'm standing in the corner. On your marks, get set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7 that time. So it's going to be about 6 or 7 arrows you can fire in 10 seconds. And yet, Chuck's picked up 7 arrows. So we got that right. So now we're going to try that again, but with our basic crossbow. We're not going to use the quick charge one just yet. We're going to do it with the basic one and see how many arrows we can get out in 10 seconds. So on your marks, get set, go. We pull it all the way back. 1. Pull it all the way back. 2. Pull it all the way back. 3. Pull it all the way back. 4. Pull it all the way back. 5. Oh, not quite 5, but I think we can get away with that. Let's just check. Chuck's going to pick them up for us. And he's got 5. Yeah, so 5 for Chuck. So that's definitely slower than the bow. Okay, this time we're going to use the quick charge 3 bow. We're not going to have any other enchantments on it than that. We could do a quick charge 1 and 2 as well, but I think we want to see the slowest and the fastest a crossbow can do. So I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Fire. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Oh, 8. So we got 8 out. That is slightly faster than the bow. Let's just check that. How many arrows did Chuck pick up? He did. He picked 8 up. So there we go. The results are in. The crossbow has the same amount of power as a basic bow, but a power 4 bow has double the power of a crossbow. An enchanted crossbow will be slightly weaker than a normal crossbow. They have exactly the same distance. A crossbow can fire just as far in terms of distance as a normal bow. Neither one can fire further than the other. A crossbow with quick charge 3 is slightly faster at firing than a normal bow, but a normal bow is faster at firing than a crossbow. And altogether, the accuracy on a bow is far better than that of a crossbow. So that is a big win for the bow. The only thing that the crossbow did that was better was firing faster. On all of the counts, it was either worse or a draw. So there we go. Top tips from Foxy No-Tail. If you want a nice, cheap, easy way of using a ranged weapon in Minecraft, then I would suggest going for a bow. You're going to waste less arrows by missing mobs. You're going to use less resources to make it because it only needs string and some sticks. And yeah, it does more damage. So yeah, I wouldn't waste your time on a crossbow if I were you. But each to their own. Everybody likes different things. I suppose the advantage of a crossbow is you can keep it in your inventory loaded, so I can just turn around and shoot Chuck without having to load it. That's the only thing I can see that a crossbow has got for it at this moment in time. On that note, I'm going to say thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do please leave a like. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!